Yes. Hello everyone, my name is Reddy Kalluri. I am the current president of Indian Students Association here at Arizona State University. On behalf of everyone at ASU, I am pleased to congratulate you all for receiving your admits from ASU. And we are excited for you to be a part of a great tradition of Sun Devils at ASU. Welcome to Sun Devils family. And I would like to take this opportunity to give you guys a brief introduction about ISA. ISA is one of the largest not-for-profit and cultural diverse associations at ASU. And the team's vision is to facilitate the students' admittance to the United States and to assist students transition to life at United States and at ASU as well, and to provide services which are necessary to meet the special needs of the students. And we host a variety of different events throughout the year, which includes both cultural and professional. Our cultural events includes India Day, Republic Day, Holi, and Jankar. The main motto of doing these events is to make you feel that you are at home, far away from home. And our other events include like Bollywood Night, Icebreakers. These events will help you to socialize with others. And our professional events include Alumni Mixer, which will help you in your career growth and networking. And in this Hangout session, we are going to focus on multiple topics that we feel you should know before you come to US. And we will try to ensure that all incoming students will have a smooth transition to the US. And the schedule of the Hangout session will go on like this. For the first 1 hour, we are going to do a panel presentation in which most of your queries will be addressed. And for the last half an hour, we are going to do live Q&A session. And in case, if you feel like if we don't cover any of your question that may feel important to you, please feel free to reach out to us at our official email ID, official@ISA-ASU.com. Okay, let's start with our Hangout session with the panel members introduction. Aalap is going to do this. Handing over it to Aalap.
Thank you, Srinivas. I'll just share my screen once. Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Aalap Doshi. I am the current secretary at Indian Student Association, and I am pursuing Masters in Electrical Engineering with specialization in control systems. And I'm here to introduce you to the current team. In the current team, we have officers with Srinivasula Kalluri as a president, Nithiya Uppara as our vice president, Namratha as our treasurer, myself as a secretary, Parth, Sharma as our joint secretary. Moving to the board of directors, we have Karan Balaji as the director of administration. We have Karthik as the director of finance. We have Shenbagaraj as director of professional development. We have Nidhi Ahir as director of marketing, Priya as director of designing, Kriti Gupta as joint director of administration, Puspendu as joint director of professional development, Pranav as joint director of marketing, and Magesh as joint director of designing. And our coordinators are Ranjini, the coordinator of media, and Sam as the coordinator of photography. This is from my side, and I would like to congratulate you all for your admits at ASU, and welcome to ASU. Off to Srinivas.
Thank you, Aalap, for introducing ISA to the incoming students. And ISA is run primarily by students under the supervision of primary supervisor, Drew Ross. And today he is here to address the incoming students. So off to Drew.
We're all doing well. I guess it's morning for you all. Sorry about that. It's evening here. My name is Drew Ross. I'm the Associate Director at the International Students and Scholars Center at ASU, and I'm also happy to serve as the Staff Advisor for the Indian Students Association. I've been working with this group now for the past 3 years, and it has been a delight to work with them through their both cultural programs, the Jankar celebration, which I'm sure you've heard a lot about from last year, as well as other professional development. So I look forward to continue working with all of you once you arrive to ASU and support Sun Devil. Just want to let you know, as from an immigration perspective, as you're looking to arrive here at ASU, the recommended start date that you should try and arrive here would be August 15th, if possible. The fall semester will begin on August 20th. This should be the start date on your I-20. If you have not received an I-20 yet, please make sure you contact the admissions department, and they'll provide you with your I-20 so that you can arrive here for the fall semester. I just want to let you know that ASU has announced some plans for the fall semester, and I know you all received those ASU Sync and how you can begin your studies here at ASU. I just want to let you know that we are still from the Student Exchange Visitors Program, which is the office that provides immigration regulation for the F1 visa. And as soon as we have more updates about the fall semester, we will inform all of our students. The ISSC will continue to support you and ASU with all of your immigration matters. And so we look forward to welcoming you, and we hope that you begin studies through the ASU Sync program if you're not able to arrive here by the start of the fall semester. You can also work with the admissions department if you do need to defer your I-20 to session B of ASU semester or for the spring semester in 2021. And I know some of our will talk about these options for you later in this program. Just so you know that when you do begin your studies at ASU, the ISSC will of course be here to support you and answer any of the questions that you may have. And we also want to let you know that we do offer a variety of programs as well that you can begin even if you are back home in your home country and you want to take advantage of some of the programs that the ISSC offers. So we will be offering some virtual programs through the fall semester that will include some communication skills, some leadership skills. We also have some lunch and learn, which cover a variety of topics. And we will try and host our weekly program that hopefully you'll get a chance to see when you arrive on campus. That is called our weekly coffee and conversation program. And we use that program to meet every week on Friday afternoon and just celebrate and support international students and different holidays and cultures. So even though you may not be able to arrive on campus this week, and we'll be, of course, taking into consideration social distancing initiatives, and we will try and provide all these services to you remotely. I know some of you may have some questions about OPT and CPT eligibility as it pertains to your visa and when you'll arrive. And we will again support you as best as we can as soon as you have.
Drew, your voice is not audible.
Right?
It is intermittent, Drew.
Sorry about that.
We are not able to hear you, Drew.
Me. Or did you never hear me?
Your voice is breaking, Drew.
It's not clear, Drew.
My apologies, everyone. I'm just going to turn off my speakers here.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now? I wonder where I should back up on what I was saying. I guess I will just summarize to say that the International Students and Scholars Center and myself as the ISA advisor will support you as through your journey to arriving to ASU as best as we can. Do reach out to us if you have any questions, and we can be reached via email at issc@asu.edu. If you have any questions about arriving and beginning your studies, and we'll support you through that endeavor. Again, I apologize for my sound issues. And welcome to the ASU.
Thank you, Drew, for the nice for addressing the incoming students. Moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about everything that you do with respect to ISSC. Sai Karthik is here to talk about this. Off to Sai Karthik.
Thank you, Srinivas. My name is Sai Karthik. I currently hold the position of Director of Finance at Indian Student Association at ASU. So today I'm going to speak about one of the first few things that you need to do once you arrive in the US and at ASU. So one of the first few things that needs to be done is your service check-in. So for the service check-in upon arrival, you will have a link provided in the MyASU Portal under the priority tasks. So once you click on that link, you'll be directed to the ISA-ASU form. So let's see what are the documents that's required for you to complete the service check-in. So as you arrive in the US and at ASU no later than the start date that's mentioned in the I-20 or DS 2019, you would require your I-20, your passport, the passport which shows your biographical information with the photo, and your F1 or J1 visa, and you should get your electronic I-94 from the US Custom Borders and Protection website. Let's see how you get that done. So to get your latest I-94, you can just Google get I-94. You can just click on the first link that pops up, and you'll be directed to the US Customs and Border Protection website. There, once you log in, you click on get the most recent I-94, after which you'll be redirected to the page to enter your biographical details, passport number, and the country of issuance. After which you can just go to the e-form that's provided to you in the MyASU portal and fill out the form. So you will get the receipt of your application from ISSC through email, and the further process will be updated to you as it goes on from ISSC through email. So this is regarding the service check-in. So if you have any further queries regarding immigration and stuff, you can always contact ISSC and even mail us at ISA. So at last, I would like to congratulate everyone on your admit, and go Devils. Thank you. Officer Srinivas.
Yeah, thank you, Karthik, for the nice presentation. Moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about pickups and accommodations. And coming to accommodations, due to the current situation, this year we are not able to provide accommodations. So guys, please plan according to that your travel. And Drew, would you like to say about pickups?
Sure. So hopefully you all can hear me this time.
Yes.
When you do arrive at the airport, ASU is making arrangements to provide transportation for you that will provide transportation from Phoenix's airport to your apartment or residence hall. We are still working out those details, and as soon as we have more information, we will definitely be emailing you this communication. But we are working with Lyft here in the US to provide this partnership. So if you want to go ahead and start downloading the Lyft app, and we have more information, we can provide that for you. So you can use the Lyft app once you do arrive here. And that way we can support you arriving from the airport to your place of residence hall here in the Phoenix or Tempe area.
Thank you, Drew. Yeah, many incoming students have this question of what to do on the first 2 to 3 days after you arrive in Tempe. So our next topic is things to do after you arrive in Tempe. Priya is going to talk about this. Handing it over to Priya.
Thank you, Srinivas. So I am Priya Bommareddy. I'm the current director of designing here at ISA-ASU. I'm a junior majoring in business entrepreneurship. So today I'm going to talk about things to do after arriving in Tempe. So as Sai Karthik told earlier, make sure to complete the service check-in. That is the most important thing that you have to do after coming to Tempe. And moving on, secondly, you need to get your Sun ID card. You can get a Sun ID card by either uploading your picture in the profile section of MyASU, or you can go to the card services in the basement of MU, where they will capture your picture on the spot. We recommend uploading your picture online rather than getting the picture done at the spot. So there are two types of cards that you can choose from: the basic Sun ID card or the Pitchfork card. The Pitchfork card is basic, which it works as an ID card and a debit card for the Mid-First Bank. And secondly, make sure to register and attend the Indian student breakfast. Due to the COVID situation right now, we don't have a date fixed yet for the breakfast event, but we will very sure notify through the email. And also not only the Indian student breakfast, attend all the orientation events that ASU conducts to meet more new people. These are the best networking events. You can meet new friends, you can meet new people, and these are very much fun as they have free food, free goodies, free breakfast, free lunch, and everything. ISA will always be there to help you. However, also try to be part of various organizations in which you're interested in. And if you have time before the semester starts, make sure to explore the campus like Noble Library, MU, SDFC, so that you don't have to rush when the semester starts while you're looking for the classes. The next thing would be to set up a bank account. We have various banks here like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, MidFirst. Choose the one that best fits you. All of these are pretty good. So we recommend opening a checkings account and not a savings account, as checkings account has more offers and discounts than the savings account. And while setting up a mobile network, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Leica, Spring, all of them are pretty decent. So while getting one, try to get a family plan to save more money. So family plan usually includes 5 members, so that you can save more money in that way. So coming to the insurance, ASU has its official insurance partner called Aetna. So ASU's insurance is mandatory as it is included in the fees for all the incoming students. So if you're trying to get one apart from Aetna, we recommend not doing it because it is already included in your fees. And also, if you're trying to get a loan from a US bank here, the interest rates are very low when compared to the Indian banks. These are around usually 7%. So, however, you might need a co-signer who has good credit history. Yeah, these are the most important things to do after coming to Tempe. And yeah, thanks for your time and welcome to ASU.
Thank you, Priya, for the great presentation. Yeah, like as Priya said, how to get a loan in the US. So our friend.
Hey, hi. Hi, Srinivasula. Am I audible?
Srinivas, you're on mute.
Sorry. Yeah. Like as Priya said, how to get a loan in US. So our friend Pritish from Prodigy is here. So he's going to talk about the services that they are going to offer.
Great. Thanks, Srinivas. Really glad to be here. I think for some reason I'm unable to share my screen. If you could just enable that for me, that'd be great.
1 second, Pritish. Yes. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, Pritish, now you can. Sorry for the trouble. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Absolutely. All right. So yeah, this is Prithasha from Prodigy Finance. Super glad to be here. And thank you so much to the ASU community for having us over here. At the foremost, I hope everyone's staying well during these tiring and challenging times. And once again, congratulations to your admits to one of the best schools in the United States. I'm just going to have 3 slides and I'm not going to take more than 7 minutes to go over this and just going to kick it off. So Prodigy Finance as a company, we've been around for 12 plus years. We've funded more than 150 nationalities since our very inception. We've dispersed more than $1 billion in loans so far. We support mostly top 5 disciplines across the world. So the MBA, the top STEM programs, public policy, law, and health sciences. More than 20,000 students have actually availed the services over this time, and we support the top 750 schools globally. We have 3 offices. That is an office in the United States, which is based out of New York. We also have our operations up in Cape Town. And since we're a regulated business out of the UK, We are even governed and regulated by the FCA, which is the Financial Conduct Authority. To a fellow Indian, that is basically UK's RBI. If you'd like to read up more about us in terms of who we are, we have articles and we have some releases by the good works that we have been doing. And you can go check it out on Forbes, the Wall Street Journal, and so on. So that's a bit about the company itself. In terms of the process, so now that you guys actually have your admit and you can right away go ahead and apply. So you simply go on to prodigyfinance.com. You spend around a minute creating an ID, just like any other service provider. You spend around 15 to 20 minutes answering 15 to 20 simple questions, all online with no documents at this point, and you hit submit. And you get your code pretty much for ASU right onto your computer screen on your loan terms. I believe that master's programs could be an expensive affair in some cases, and especially an education in the US could cost you quite a bit. So you spend the 20 minutes and in step 3, you accept your code, right? So this does not actually this does not lock you into the services, because Prodigy as a company has always believed in having a commitment-free approach. So you go ahead and you see what your code is. So we talk about your rate of interest, your loan terms, your tenure, and any other details that are actually, important to be accepting your code. In step 4, you go ahead and you confirm your application with a couple of simple documents, such as your proof of admit from ASU, your passport copy, and your current residential address. Within 3 to 5 business days, we go ahead and we send you your sanction letter digitally, and which is electronically signed. You use this to go ahead right now to secure your visa processes. And in step 6, you as a student confirm if you would want to, be taking these funds ahead or not. So you have the offer and the power to actually choose and not confirm it from your side, because given the current pandemic, anything could happen. Your decision could change. You might want to do things differently. Whatever the case is, it's a commitment-free offer, and we don't want to tie you in to this based on how things go. But irrespective, since you've gotten into ASU, we really want to be there supporting you throughout this journey. And if that is the case, you simply sign this agreement electronically, and we send the funds to ASU directly as a supported school. You have 6 months of grace, 24 months or 12 months of study, depending on the program that you're going, and you're under no obligation to make any payments or repayments during your study and your grace period. So that was the first slide. The second slide very quickly is on the advantage to do a quick summary wrap. As a company and as a community lender, all Prodigy Finance loans are without collateral or co-signer. That means that the only prerequisite to you as a student is you attending a top-ranked school. In this case, if ASU as a university decides that you are deserving to be a part of the prestigious cohort, we will go ahead and support you. We do not need any documents from your parents. We do not need collateral, and so on. There's no administration fee and charges for this entire process. There's only a one-time administration fee, which will be added into the loan amount once you sign the agreement. Till then, the offer and the process rather is free of cost. It's a 100% online process. So if you just have an internet connection with either a mobile or a desktop PC, you'll be able to, get this entire process done. The offer takes sometimes as less as 12 hours, and sometimes it could take somewhere between 5 business days. So, just stay patient. If you need any support, we have a customer team that'll be able to help you out. We disperse in global currencies. In the case of ASU, this would be in US dollars, and all our interest rates are competitive. So for all the students that are actually watching this right now, you all might be getting different rates. We're not a typical bank or NBFC to enforce a certain percentile. Our interest rates are between 5 to 8.5%, and you might get anywhere between that range, plus the variable, which is the USD LIBOR, which is at 1.31%. So let's say, for example, if I, Pratish, was applying for a program at ASU, and let's say if this was an MSBA or if it was an MIS, and I got, let's say, a 7%, my effective rate of interest would be 7 plus 1.31%. That makes my interest rate to 8.3% effective. That's without any collateral or co-sign up. So there's a fixed component and there's a variable component. A lot of this will actually be explained to you as soon as you spend 15 minutes and get your quote. Loan terms are between 7, 10, 15, and 20 years. In many cases, you might even get an option to choose. And even if you do not get an option to choose, I would recommend probably going for rather a little higher repayment structure, because there are no pre-penalties to the loans. So in case you are unable to pay it on a shorter term, at least you would land up not defaulting on the loan. And if you are able to pay it on a shorter term, there's nothing to lose, as there were no prepayment penalties in the first place. And most importantly, and this has never, this has never stood true, is given the current pandemic, the loan letter is completely free of cost. So all of this can pretty much be accomplished. We are right now on a 9:25 a.m. on a Saturday morning here in India. So you could kind of accomplish even your free loan sanction letter, I would say latest by a Tuesday morning or a Monday evening IST. As mentioned earlier, repayments begin 6 months after your classes end, and you're not going to be penalized for paying early. You're under no obligation to pay for the first 24 or 12 months of your program, depending on the duration of your course, and the 6 months. However, if you are in a situation where you can make payments during this period, you're more than happy to do so. And just give me a second. Right, last but not the least, if you'd like to hear more from us, you can get started with your loan application on prodigyfinance.com. We have a 24/5 customer service number, which is a toll-free number for the Indian region. You can go ahead and simply save this number, take a screenshot, and call one of our executives, and they would be on the call with you in less than a minute to help you out with your loan application. We even have live chat and the typical email response. Having said that, once again, thank you so much and congratulations on your admit. Hope to see you on the other side of the world. Thanks.
Thank you, Pritish, for the nice presentation. Yeah, moving on to the next topic, our ISA team member Pranav is going to talk about MyASU Portal. We are going to use this portal in a daily basis. So off to Pranav.
Thank you, Srinivas. My name is Pranav Chalil, and I'm the Joint Director of Marketing at ISA. And I'm an undergraduate sophomore pursuing a degree in biological sciences. So MyASU is a platform where you can access a variety of information as well as services. Here on the left, you can see the class search. So this is where you can search your class and register for it. I highly recommend that you register on time, because ASU is a large university and the seats fill up quickly. Right next to that, you can access your grades and transcripts. Please make sure to periodically check your GPA, as well as use this resource to send your transfer to internships or even transfer universities. Right below that, you can see some important deadlines. Please make sure to withdraw your class on time. If you drop it within the 2 to 7 day time limit, you will actually be able to drop it without having it show on your GPA. However, dropping it afterwards will show a W or withdrawal on your transcript. So for undergraduate students, here on the right, you can see that you can have a look at your My Major Map progress, as well as the IPOS for graduate students. This will tell you where you are on your journey to graduating, as well as important classes that you're required to take. Please make sure that you take the required classes before taking fun elective classes of your choice. And right below that is the academic advising. As ISC members, we all actually recommend you using this wonderful resource, because the advisors are very experienced and will help you choose the right classes, as well as internships or any help that you want professionally. When you click the finances section, you'll be able to see the tuition amount that you're expected to pay. Please make sure that you pay on time, because it may result in a penalty fee of around $200 to $500 if submitted later. And My Health portal will allow you to look at the healthcare plan that you've chosen, as well as what the ASU will pay for you and what you'll have to do on your own. If you feel like you have a particular disability that you want ASU to consider, please request the disability services in case you want extra exam time or would like to use a calculator on certain exams. And if you're interested in studying abroad, ASU has some wonderful partnerships with universities as well as labs abroad. And if you're interested, please click the link here. And off to the right, there are some software supports available for you in case you're having a difficulty with your Mac update or even using Canvas. The software support will be there for you. And I will now show you how to make a payment through Flywire. And so this is the finances section on MyASU. Please click make a payment. So this will direct you to a new page. Here, there's a section called View and Pay Student Accounts. Please click that.
Pranav, we are not able to see the screen.
Oh.
Share the screen now. Yeah.
Is good?
Yes.
Okay. So now you can click make a payment here. And when you scroll down, you'll be able to input the required amount. So I'm putting, for example, $10. And for payment methods, if you're processing from India, please click international payment and continue. And we are having a partnership with Flywire, so you will receive a referral code as well. And please click continue. And I believe that you need to input an amount above more than $50. So I'm putting 100 and clicking India. And next. And please click the bank of your choice. And here you can input your details. And please click here and next. And same information. As well as your program of study. And the referral code with Flywire is ISA-ASU 2020 and student here as well. So once you click next, it will show all the information that is required that you can submit to the loaning bank, and you'll be all set. And thank you for joining us today, and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pranav, for the nice presentation. Yeah, follow up on Pranav's last note, why it is always a safe and better option to pay fees through Flywire. To talk more about this, our friend from Flywire is here. Handing over the screen to Jenny.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining today. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, Jenny.
Okay, perfect. So Pranesh, that was fantastic that you showed everybody the actual steps to make the payment process. And I'm kind of wondering if you could actually go back to the Flywire ASU page that has all the payment methods. Can you kind of share that screen again? I cannot access your screens because you have to go through MyASU to be able to log in and go into Flywire's website because we are fully integrated with ASU. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So I just wanted to show you a few things on here. As you can see, Flywire, we process payments from all over the world. As long as your country is not sanctioned by United States or globally, you're able to make payments from, and definitely India is our second largest volume that we, transfer money from India to United States. We have multilingual customer support. So if you do need help with making the payment, if you go all the way down on the screen, there's a live chat option that's available. Yep, down there, I see the little blue. Yeah, there you go. So you could always connect with our customer support. We have offices around the world. We have 12 offices and 5 of them have actual customer support. There's a couple in Europe, there are 2 in US, and also in Asia. Our main hub in Asia is Singapore. So we are able to support you for any questions that you might have, while you're making the payment by either live chat, or if you go onto the top and look for help, you'll also be able to contact us via like phone number or email. The email address for our support team is support@flywire.com. So you could always contact them and ask whatever questions you may need. And if you also go into this region-specific payments right here, yeah, there's actually a section that's paying from India that you could ask a bunch of questions on, right? Bunch of comments, yeah. So all this information is here. So if you have questions about LRS form, stuff like that, you'll be able to ask all those, you'll be able to see some answers here before you even contact with our customer support if you wanted to find out yourself. But let me go back to the payment options that you see. As you can see, the way Flywire works is that we actually provide students like you, students paying from India and your parents, an easy way to pay using your home currency so that you don't have to worry about doing the money current trend, conversion yourself from INR to US dollars, okay? So as soon as you punch in the dollar amount that you need to pay to ASU on the previous screen, you will see right here all the payment methods that you have available. The top one is actually our newest one, which is ICICI Bank. If you already have a bank account with ICICI, this is an online bank transfer. So it's instant. It's immediately you could connect with your bank account at ICICI and withdraw the funds directly to our account. The amounts that you see on here 77.48 RS, that rupees, that's the final price. We always disclose to you upfront the final price, which is the final the complete exchange rate. There's no additional cost that we charge. And you do see that we have a best price guarantee banner up top. So if you do by chance have a better price from your own bank than what we're offering, contact our customer support, do a live chat or call us or email us and let us match that for you, okay? But we do need to see the proof. So the first one is ICICI Bank and the second one is domestic bank transfer. So for any other banks you have, or if you're getting an educational loan from your own country, like from SBI or Bank of India or, or so forth, if you're getting a loan or all that, and you need to do a wire, that's the option that you would choose is the domestic bank transfer, okay? So when you complete that, if you're paying more than, I believe it's like $9,300 or so, then you will also need to complete the LRS form, right? The A2 cum LRS declaration form. And we give you very specific instructions on how to do that. That was also under a Q&A right there when you go into the help screen. But if you're paying under less than 9,300, then you're not required to provide additional documentation. All the information that we need to provide to your government is already collected during our payment experience for the lesser amount of 9,300, okay, US dollars. And then also if you are, if you do have an ICICI bank account, you will not need to complete that either. Everything is all transferred directly from us and ICICI, okay? So if you click on the more information, under each of the payment methods, you'll also be able to find that the maximum that you could transfer with ICICI at once is 25,000, which should be fine because usually ASU you're paying, I believe, around 15,000 or a little less per term. Okay, so yeah, you just like decide what the best payment methods are. You'll see the credit cards down there, and credit cards will cost more because whenever you pay with credit cards in the United States or all over the world, there's always what's called a merchant fee or convenience fee, right? So all that merchant fee, the currency exchange rate, all that is all included in this US the rupees cost that you see right here, and that's the final price. Again, we always disclose the final price because we want you to have that information up front, so you could really decide what payment method is best for you and then choose the right option for you. Okay, so if you ever have any issues, again, always contact us first. We're probably much easier to get in touch with than ASU because of your where you're calling from, you know, if you're doing it from India and so forth. Okay, our offices are open practically 24/7. When you go into ASU's website, asu.edu, and you do a search for Flywire, you will also see a lot of information in there and you know, about us. We are the only payment method that's approved. You know, and that's also to keep you guys protected and make sure that your money is secure and handled by a very trusted entity, right? So you are paying a big amount to come to a education, you know, come to get good education at ASU. ASU you're gonna love. So just, you know, making sure that, you know, you're always protected. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny, for nice words about ASU. Yeah, so once you get your visa, all of you will start looking for housing communities and all. So Karan will discuss more about what are all the factors that you have to consider while looking for housing communities. Handing it over to Karan.
Thank you, Srinivas. Hi, everyone. I'm Karan Balaji Kishore. I'm an undergraduate. I'm the Director of Administration, and I'm majoring in chemical engineering. So yeah, I can help you with the chemistry homework. So I'll be talking about one of the most important things you all have to do once you arrive at Tempe, that is finding a place to live.
Karan?
Karan, we cannot hear you.
I believe Karan's internet is a bit laggy.
Karan, we are not able to hear you.
I think he left.
Yep, he was complaining earlier his internet was lagging a bit, so I think he just dropped out. I believe so.
Sorry, everyone, for the inconvenience.
Yeah, so moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about the expenses that you will be administering in Tempe. So handing it over to Parth.
Thank you for that, Srinivas. Hello, everyone. This is Parth Sharma. I am currently pursuing Masters in Computer Engineering at ASU. I am the Joint Secretary at ISA ever since probably May. Yeah. I'm going to share my screen now. 1 second. Yep. So I'm here to talk about the expenses that you incur once you get to Tempe. Let's talk about the major expenses that you guys will go through. The first one is obviously that because you'll be living here, you'll be paying rent. That makes sense. Because you'll have a house, you'll be paying Wi-Fi and electricity for that. You'll have a phone. You'll sorry about that. I got lost for a second. Yeah, you'll obviously pay for your phone bill. Because you're living, you'll have furniture, you'll buy some bed, mattresses. I'll talk about that later. You'll eat groceries, you'll travel around the campus, travel around the states, you'll eat out, and let's hope it doesn't come to that. But yes, you might have to pay some health-related bills. Once again, we will talk about that later on. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put it up on the chat like that. So, moving to the first expense, the first major expense, it will be rent. If you're willing to share your room with someone else, if you're not that concerned about your private space, you can get a 2B2B apartment. By 2B2B, I mean, as you can see on the screen, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment for somewhere close to $300, $450. But if you're someone who likes your private space, if you're not comfortable sharing your own room, you get a single room, once again, in a 2B2B apartment for somewhere between $500 and $800. Not saying it can't cost less than that or cost more than that, but that's the general range. Depending on your needs, depending on what you want from your apartment complex, a swimming pool or the game room or gym, it can cost more or less. Coming to the Wi-Fi, as I mentioned, rent is completely personal to you. Wi-Fi won't be. Will be for the household. It can cost you anywhere between $30 to $100, depending on your usage. It can be more if you want a higher data limit or a higher speed. Can be less if the users are different. The top companies over here are Cox and CenturyLink. It's not up to you to decide which company you want internet from. You just get it from what your apartment complex gets to. So if you're living at 1255, they have Cox. They have CenturyLink. Where I live, they have Cox. No one's better than the other. It's just the way it is. Coming to the third topic of the day, that's electricity. The Tempe is unique in the fact that it gets really hot in the summers and gets, at least Indian standardly, it gets really cold in the winters. So if you're someone who cannot handle the cold and really need the heater on for during the winter, you will keep the heater on and that will cost you more. But if you're someone who likes the heat and doesn't mind the heat at all, if you're from the north or from the south, I mean, from the extreme weather conditions, you will adjust to that. And similarly in those weathers, you won't use your air conditioning or your heater as much and it will cost you less. But on average, every household gets somewhere between 100 and 120 for the electricity per month. Now coming to cellular connection. As Priya mentioned before, it makes sense to get a family plan as soon as you get here. But if you don't want that, if you want to get a singular thing, there's a good company called Leica Mobile, which gives you a great advantage of being able to call back home. As mentioned on your screens, it can cost you anywhere between $22 and $60, $70, depending on your data limit, what you want to call. If you want to make calls inside the States, if you want to call to Canada, to US, or to India, and what data limit you want. The major players in the market, other than Leica Mobile, are Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. From my personal experience, I've experienced that AT&T and Verizon are much better than network, but Sprint and T-Mobile are the better networks for students, considering your budget-wise. Coming to the next topic, furniture. Obviously, as soon as you guys get here, the main furniture that you'll need is a mattress and a bed frame. I would recommend you to not get a second-hand one because the bed bugs is a huge problem over in the States. And once you get them, it's very difficult to get rid of them, especially here in Tempe. So get a new one, get it off Amazon. It will cost you anywhere between $100, $120 to $200, depending on, again, the size of the bed you want, how thick the mattress you want, memory foam, spring. These are all the things that you'll figure out on your own later on, depending on your needs. But yes, this is a general cost that you'll be incurred to. As you know, last semester, most of us didn't go to college, most of us were online. It really helped to have a study table at home, or else studying on your bed can be a bit difficult, can be a bit messy. So yes, it is always better if you have a study table at home. And similarly, you will buy more furniture depending on your needs. A couch, a table, and etc. etc. The next thing, groceries. I mean, obviously, let's accept it. Everyone wants to eat. So again, as I said, depending on your habits, if you're a vegetarian, if you're a non-vegetarian, you'll buy meat or you won't, and that obviously depends on your personal needs. Meat costs more, veggies don't. So depending on your food habits, it can cost you anywhere between $100 to $200, and this is the average one. Coming to the next topic, travel. My good friend Sami will talk more about that, but I just like to point out one thing, that you might consider biking in this weather because Tempe gets really hot, especially in the afternoon. And if you have classes in the afternoon, coming back and forth from campus will be really difficult for you just by walking. But yes, biking would be a good option. You could get a new one, a decent one, somewhere between $100 and $150. But it's just a bike. You can use second-hand one, so it can cost you between $50 to $80. Again, depending on your need. If you want a really fancy bike with a lot of gears, or you want a road bike, or you want a mountain bike, depending on your needs, lighter, heavier, the prices will change. But the average bike that the Indian student uses over here costs anywhere between $100 and $150. Well, let's not forget that we are here for our masters. We won't have the time to cook every day. You will have some days when you're in the lab, in your classes, doing your coursework, and it'll get really hectic. You won't have the time to cook, simply cook. You will eat out in those days. And obviously, there's a lot of options over here. From the cheapest pizza is available over here for $5 to $7. There's expensive meals that you can get for $20 to $30 of all cuisines that you can imagine of. There's really good Indian restaurants, there's got really good Italian restaurants. Nithiya, our vice president, will talk more about all of that. And come to the last topic of the day, health-related issues. Well, as Priya mentioned before, you already have health insurance with you guys and you're included in your fees. But there's another thing that's called copay over here. You don't pay the entire fees. What copay means is you pay a small part of your fees, and the health insurance company pays the majority part of it. But so if you go to health services at ASU, you will pay $15 just for the visit. But if you want something extra done, if you want extra to be done, if you want a blood test to be done, that will cost you extra. And if you want any prescription medication for your pain or for whatever what happens to you, let's hope it doesn't come to that, but that will also cost extra. You'll have to go to a pharmacy, for example, at Walmart or CVS or Walgreens. There's multiple places. You will figure that out once you get here. But yes, prescription meds do cost extra over here, as anywhere else. As I talked about, you can get your bikes and stuff like tables, study table, and a dining table secondhand. These are the websites that you should keep eye on. The first one is a Facebook group, ASU Free and for Sale. A lot of graduating students, when they're done with their studies and are moving out of Tempe, they will post things over here, and you can just simply buy it off them. Usually people are really nice. If they have a card, they'll just drop it off to you, and it hits. Offer Up and Let Go are phone apps which you can have it on your phone, and will make your life easier. I personally have bought a bike from there, so yeah, that really helps. ASU Surplus Store is a store in Misa. Misa is to be close by to Tempe, which again Nithiya will talk to you guys about. You can visit the store and once again buy second-hand stuff that graduating students or students who don't want those things anymore will just put it over there. So please keep an eye out on these places, and thank you. Welcome to ASU. Congratulations. Stay safe.
Yeah, thank you, Parth, for the nice presentation. Adding a note to what Parth said. So first month expenses usually would be more because you have to pay security deposit and you have to set up your house kitchen, and you have to buy for your furniture as well. So don't try to convert the amount that you spend here into Indian rupees. If you do so, you feel that you spent a lot more. Yeah, so moving on to the next topic, we are going to discuss about on-campus jobs. Magesh is going to cover the topic. Off to Magesh.
Hello everyone, I'm Magesh Sridhar. I'm the Joint Director of Design here at ISA-ASU, and I'll be talking about on-campus jobs. As you can see, Parth was talking more about the expenses that are there after you arrive to Tempe, and I'm here to discuss on how to tackle them using on-campus jobs. So let me quickly share my screen. So there are three ways to get an on-campus job. The first is using MyASU on-campus job portal, and Foley and Aramark. So how to get through MyASU is you visit your MyASU portal and then click on campus services. It'll take you to a page. On the right side, you can see jobs and careers, in which student employment jobs search. You click on that and it'll take you to the next page where the student employment jobs search is there, and then click on search on-campus jobs. So this will take you to the on-campus job portal, and as you can see, there will be a search bar where you can search for a particular category or any particular job like developer job, designer job that you are looking for, or you can search for a campus, and below that will be the recent jobs that are listed. And once you get to a job page, this is how it looks like. So it'll have the job title, the student worker level, job description, and pay, which department posted it, what is the deadline for the application, and below that will be the requirements, that is required for the job. So there are some points to be noted when you're applying for a job, on-campus job. The first is that international students are not eligible for FWS eligible. So which means, so FWS means Federal Work Study, which means your pay will be paid half by the university and half by the government. And Indian students are not eligible for this FWS. And there are jobs which are FWS eligible only, and you can't apply for them. And if it's FWS eligible, like this math mentor job here, you can apply for them because it's not, it doesn't say only. And also cover letter is a must for applying for on-campus job, and 3 references necessary while applying. So just contact your professor, undergraduate professors, project guide, or your work colleagues and ask them for references. And then the pay depends on worker level. As you can see, the worker level here for the research aid is 4. So the pay is $15, and for the math mentor it's worker level 3. So it depends on the worker level. So the minimum is 10.5 per hour and it goes till 15. And students are allowed to work 20 hours per week during the semester and 40 hours per week during summer and winter break. So this will make up an average of 25 hours per week for the entire academic year, which you cannot go past. So if you go more than 25 hours per week, all your jobs will be terminated, and you can't apply for any more jobs for next 6 months. So please be careful on that. And students are not allowed to work off campus during the first academic year. So after your first 2 semesters, you can apply for off campus jobs. So the next way is using Foley. So Foley is like a third party application where using which you can apply to ASU bookstore, campus store, Sunderville marketplace, and all that. So this is once you apply, you will not be considered as an ASU employee, but it's considered as an on-campus job. So you can also get the job form from the stores, and the pay is around $12 per hour. So Kriti will explain more about RMR jobs after Kriti.
Thank you, Magesh. I'm Kriti Gupta. I'm the Joint Director of Administration at ISA-ASU. I'm currently pursuing my Master's in Computer Science. Coming to the topic of Aramark is a third party linked to ASU, and it provides timing services. Just like Foley, you will not be considered under the ASU employment, but it's still an on-campus job. In Aramark dining services, students work as food service workers in ASU dining, Pod Market, Subway, Qdoba, etc. The pay is around $12 an hour, which is probably increasing in the coming semester. You can apply using 2 methods. One is the student job portal, or you can go to the Aramark website and on the careers section, choose the location of Tempe. You do not need cover letters in the process. Do not just rely on the process. Look for references. For example, you could talk to people who are already working there. If not themselves, they may know other people, their colleagues who are leaving the job soon, and they could put in your name for replacement. An added advantage to work for Aramark is that you get a lot of free food. Every day you work, you're allowed to make and take one thing home. There are also days when you're allowed free dining in the Pitchfork sometimes. So yeah, you can surely check it out. Thank you so much. Over to Srinivas.
Thank you, Magesh and Kriti, for the nice presentation. Yeah, moving on to our next topic, we are going to talk about the current pandemic situation, COVID-19. Handing it over to Nidhi.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Nithiya here. I'm the Director of Marketing at ISA, and I'm pursuing my degree in Health, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation, as well as nursing, and I'll be going to cover the topic of COVID-19 with you all. All right, so the health of Sun-Devil community is the top priority. As we all know about the situation, we all have many questions going on in our heads, and I'm going to do my best to answer all of those questions. If you still have more questions, just feel free to leave those questions in the comments. So as we all know, ASU is set to resume on campus, meaning in-person classes starting from August 20th. And university is working on plans to reduce the attendance by half on alternating days. For this, you have three options. You can either go in person and take the class, or you can do ASU Sync that will be through Zoom. And if possible, you also have an option to take an I-courses, which will be completely online. If you're an out-of-state student or international student and wish to attend classes on campus, but you are unable to make it on time, then you have an option to continue with ASU Sync for half of the semester. And if required, ASU will take more steps to extend that until end of the semester. And please note that ASU is canceling the fall break due to the situation to lessen the travel risk. If you have any plans, please cancel those, or planning, please do not plan anything. Also, make sure that employees, students, also visitors as well are required to wear face coverings while on campus. Here, I have information about the testing for all the students and employees. Yes, it is available at all of the ASU campuses. If you have any symptoms, please reach out to health services. If you feel like you have gotten in contact with anyone who might be positive, or if you feel like you're just developing any symptoms, then just go ahead and contact the health services and reach out for help. And also, if you recently traveled, please make sure that you self-isolate yourself for at least 14 days. Students and employees should monitor their temperature each day before going to campus. If your temperature is more than 100.4 degrees, please do not go. Seek health services. For students who live on campus, isolation space is available for you with the healthcare as well as food delivery services. All on-campus students and employees are required to participate in community of care training program. This program is designed to inform, educate, and encourage healthy living for everyone. Also, if you're on-campus student, you will get a community of care kit. It will have face coverings, thermometer, and hand sanitizer. Again, face covering is required. Thermometer, check your temperature before going to the campus, and use the hand sanitizer often. Here I have information about the health clinic, ASU Health Clinic. You have access to them as well. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and reach out to them. We have more than 20 providers specialized in different fields. If you have any questions, please go ahead and contact them anytime. And it's also, the consultation is also available via phone. Here I just have some basic information for healthy living. As we all know, enough sleep, exercise, drink water, good food, washing our hands often for 20 seconds with soap and warm water, use hand sanitizer. If you don't have access to soap and water, get a flu shot. If you're coughing, sneezing, make sure that you're using your elbow or sleeve. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, mouth often. Do not share any cups, straws, or anything else you put in your mouth. Avoid contact with people who are sick. Also, please do not go out in public if it is not necessary. And some of you might be traveling, so I have some information on that here. If you're traveling, avoid contact with sick people, avoid touching eyes, nose, mouth with unwashed hands. Also carry hand sanitizer, use it often. If you have access to water and soap, please go ahead and wash your hands. Also wear a face covering. Here I just have some general information. You can visit ASU's website for more information. They're continuously updating information on the situation. Also, I've listed the phone number as well as the live chat option. And those two I have Center for Disease Control and Prevention that just has general information about the situation, and also Arizona Department of Health Services. So there you'll get an update on what's going on in Arizona and how the situation is. And now, thanks for your time. I welcome to ASU and stay safe.
Yeah, thank you, Nidhi, for the nice presentation. Yeah, we received a lot of questions about COVID-19 situation and how ASU is planning to conduct fall 2020 classes in person. So we have here ASU officials, Shefali, Anka, Clary, Jordan, and Miwu. Shefali is the Associate VP EOSS. So handing it over to Shefali.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Nidhi, for an excellent presentation on what the university has planned regarding our COVID response. That was fantastic. Very well done. So welcome everybody and congratulations to all of our new Sun Devils. Very excited to have you joining our Sun Devil family. And I am here just to share with you a little bit about our COVID planning. Obviously, that is the biggest topic of conversation around the world these days. And amidst all of the excitement we have for all of our new students coming to ASU, we obviously are paying a lot of attention to what is happening around the world, and then specifically here in the US and in Arizona. I want to let you know that your university, ASU, is taking all of this very, very seriously. We have been working very hard since actually about January, paying very close attention to what is happening with the COVID situation and working very hard to make sure that the safety, health, and wellness of our students is our top priority, and making sure that we have every precaution in place to ensure that all of our students, our faculty, and our staff have an incredibly safe and good experience when they come back to school in fall 2020. And so I hope that all of you and your families were able to look at the communication that was sent out by our president, Michael Crow, last week, and the link that it provided to a website about how to prepare for fall 2020. If you didn't, we'd be happy to put that in the chat or provide another link at the end of this session to give you an opportunity to refresh. But that website provided a great deal of information, I hope, to you and your family, and hopefully a lot of confidence to you about the many ways that we are preparing to provide a very safe environment to all of you upon your return to school in August 2020. I do want to say and recognize, obviously, that all of you being around the world today, we recognize that many of you are not going to be able to make it here for fall 2020, given all of the restrictions and travel restrictions and flights and visa issuance and consulate closings. We recognize completely that it's not going to be realistic for many of you to be able to be here for the first day of class in August. And of course, we regret that very much, and we find that to be a very unfortunate situation. But that's the reality of the situation currently. And so what I do want to talk about for a few minutes is how we can make sure that even if you cannot be here physically by the first day of class in August, how you can still make sure that you're starting your Sun Devil experience in August and having an excellent one, having a great learning experience, building a Sun Devil community wherever you are, likely in India, and then having a smooth transition into ASU whenever you can get that visa and whenever you can get here physically, whether that's in September, October, November, I hope by then. But let's be honest, we all are watching what's happening around the world, and I don't think anybody can predict actually what's going to happen in the fall. So what I want you to know more than anything is that we are with you. We are committed to providing you an education wherever you need it, whenever you need it. And we're going to be with you along the entire way. And so long as you need to be taking remote classes or having remote services or whatever you need, we'll be there to help you get started in India if that's what's necessary, and then helping you transition smoothly whenever you can get here. And if that means we need to hold housing for you, we will do that. And if that means we need to make modifications to anything, offer remote classes in your degree program, we're ready to do that. If it means we need to adjust class times to make sure that they're offered at a good time zone so that you're not waking up in the middle of the night, that's absolutely what we're prepared to do. Faculty will offer office hours in a way that you can participate in them from India in a time zone friendly way. We will set up peer mentoring programs so that you can be connected to students here in the US. All of these fantastic students you're meeting today through ISA, they're ready to help you. They're ready to help you transition here whenever you can. And if you can't, they're ready to invite you to virtual events and everything as if you were here at ASU. So we're ready to support you 100%. And that's the biggest message I want to get across to you. I know many of you are thinking right now about, should I be deferring? Should I maybe not come until spring 2021? Should I maybe take a whole year and defer my admission? We're getting a lot of questions about that, and I understand that completely. This is a huge investment you're making in your family and your career. Believe me, I understand. So we are happy to talk with you individually, work with your academic advisor, work with your department to talk through some of those issues, and I'll let Claire and others talk a little bit about that. But I do want to encourage you to don't automatically go to deferral. We've got lots of great ways for you to start in August, even if you can't be here. We're ready to accommodate you, and we want you to start. If you're ready, we're ready to have you, and we've got some great programs ready to go. So if it's okay, I'm going to send it over to Claire and let her talk a little bit about what's happening in the Fulton Schools of Engineering. I know many of you are students in that school, and she can talk specifically about how they're ready to serve you starting in August, even if you're not here.
Yes, thank you so much. So I just wanted to echo that we've gotten a ton of questions, and a little bit about myself. My name is Claire. I just actually graduated with a master's in mechanical engineering from our Fulton Schools of Engineering. So I've been through at least half of a semester of remote online learning, as I'm sure a lot of people on this call have. And one of the biggest things that I would say, based off of the questions that we've gotten in our team, is number one, think about deferral, and also understand that we're very, very flexible. If you've applied to undergrad in the US, or if you've looked at our undergrad programs, a lot of times what they do is they'll have an enrollment deposit. With our graduate programs, we actually don't have an enrollment deposit. You just have to sign up for your classes and then show up on the first day or whenever you're able to. So when you're thinking about deferring, if you're thinking about deferring, understand that you have a lot of time to make that decision. And we totally understand why you might do that, but you have so much time because you don't have to submit that deferral request up until, I believe, the first day of classes. And so that's something that can be really helpful. You can kind of play it by ear because we don't really know where the world is going to be at that point. Another thing that I would say, based off of a lot of questions, is you may or may not be able to defer a semester or a year. It really is going to depend on the program that you're applying to, the program that you've been admitted to. And so if you're not sure about how much you are allowed to defer, always reach out to your academic advisor. The academic advisors are super helpful. As a student, I love my academic advisor, and I always went to her when I had lots of questions. So if you do have questions about deferral, things like that, please reach out to your academic advisor because they're going to be able to help you a lot more than we can. Furthermore, I just wanted to echo the sentiment of the fact that we are all really here to help you. We're here to make sure that everything goes well, and that you can still be ASU students regardless of where you are in the country. I've actually been running summer camps this summer, and we have students online from all across the world. And it's really cool because we're able to work directly with our students and help them feel the community that is ASU. And that doesn't have to mean being on campus. One thing that I was really involved in as a student was the Society of Women Engineers. We actually recently just elected an international representative for the Society of Women Engineers. And what that means is now we have a person who is specifically working with our international population to make sure that you all have community. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. We're still going to have that ASU community, and it's still really available. You can join Slack. You can chat with your current students. We've got a bunch of people on Slack that message all sorts of random things, asking questions about what textbooks or perhaps what teachers they have. And so really, I just want to parrot that whatever it is that you guys need to make your ASU experience useful, we've got the resources for. And so please don't hesitate to reach out. If you're not sure where to go for something, if you're not sure if your professor, you need to figure out how to work with your professor, reach out because we're really trying to be accommodating. So that's really all I have. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Clary and Shefali, for addressing the incoming students. Yeah. We have Mivu here. She's the Assistant Director, International Student Engagement. Handing it over to Mivu.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to ASU. I'm with International Student Engagement at ASU, and at our department, we do support international students through different programmings, focusing on community building, cultural celebration, and also leadership development. And thank you for IS's team member did a great presentation talking about how do you search for on-campus jobs. So I'll skip that part and just jump into the questions that I received. So one of the question is talking about kind of the current situation of on-campus jobs, kind of given the current situation under COVID-19. So a lot of the needs for hiring depends on the departments, and we do realize it's a different time right now. But as Safali mentioned earlier, we are here at ASU committed to help all the students. So we're trying everything we can to work with the different departments and on their needs for hiring, trying to support our students. But as we do develop plan along the way, we'll share with ISA and share with all of you. So just keep watching the communication coming from ASU and keep watching the various websites at ASU talking about coronavirus updates and from the President's office. That being said, though, we do have great support along the way to help you getting that on-campus position. So we are working very closely with Career Professional Development Services at ASU, focusing on different workshops, talking about resume building, talking about interview skills. So again, like that's kind of one of the important steps to get you there, right? Building up your basis. So try to engage with us virtually and watch those communication coming from different departments as well. And the second question I have is specifically about the Polytechnic campus. How was it? How do you like it? And what about on-campus job over there? I really love Poly campus. I actually live very close by it. If you have the time, make sure you take a virtual tour online. It's very desert landscape, kind of represents what Phoenix is about. What I really like about Poly campus is that very hands-on experience, very unique and great programs, degree programs available on the Poly campus. A lot of faculty and staff support. At ASU, all campuses, we do share all the resources. So you get the same kind of career development support on Poly campus as other campuses, and similar things goes with the on-campus employment opportunities. And again, like, as I said, we're still developing the plan along the way. So we're here to help you. But if you have any more questions, we're happy to address it too.
Thank you, Mivu, for addressing the incoming students. Yeah, so moving on to the next topic, I would like to give a brief note about our sponsors. Yeah, we have our housing partners, 1255 and Thrivey, and both of these apartments are pretty good and affordable. We would recommend to check their websites once and move in if you guys are interested. And we have our food partner, Hungry Hobbies. They have their own flavored crust pizzas, and they are the ASU's approved vendor. And try this pizza once if you are here, after you are here. And we have our banking partner, Prodigy Finance. Yeah, if you guys are interested to take a loan from US, we would recommend to check their website and get in touch with one of the Prodigy Finance members. And we have our payment partner, Flyware. We would recommend to always pay fees through Flyware because it's always safe and a better option. And you are going to, this year we are going to, you guys are going to get a discount of $10 if you pay fees through Flyware and use the coupon code ASU-ISA 2020. And I would like to say thanks to all the sponsors who are supporting ISA from the day one. And moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about transportation in Tempe. Sam is going to talk about this. Off to Sam.
Hi guys, I'm Samin. I am a sophomore in undergraduate for Bachelor's in Computer Science. So I'm going to be talking about transportation in Tempe. So you can find a lot of different transportation services in Tempe. So the main ones are Orbit Flash, campus shuttles, Valley Metro, rental bikes, scooters, Uber, or Lyft services. So firstly, Orbit or Flash. So this is the free local bus that runs around all the main locations such as shopping centers all around Tempe. So these are the 6 main orbit routes, that is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. They operate 7 days a week, 365 days a year with a 15-minute frequency. And you can check these links for the information. Next up, we have the campus shuttles. So if you want to travel from one campus to the other, suppose you want to go from the Tempe campus to the West campus, you can always take these buses. So there are 4 main routes. Those are the Gold, Maroon, Mercado, and the Tempe West. Again, you can check out this link for further information. Then we have the Valley Metro. So the Valley Metro owns the 2 main transportation in Tempe, that is the local buses and the light rail. So you can get a 1-day ticket for $4, 1 ride for $2, 7-day for $20, 15-day for $33, 31-day for $64. And you can also get a yearly pass for $150. You can get these tickets from the small machines you can find right next to the light rail. You can also download the app called Transit, which is free on the Google Play Store and the App Store to schedule and locate your metro services. Again, you can check out these links for further information. Bikes and scooters. So all around Tempe, you can find a lot of different bikes and scooters that you can rent. So the main providers are Grid and Bird. So you can just download the app and you can locate through the app and you can just use it. Again, you can check out these links for further information. And finally, we have Uber or Lyft. Uber and Lyft is obviously the most popular and the most quickest way if you want to get a ride somewhere. You can get an Uber or a Lyft ride in Tempe for as low as $6, and prices may vary according to the location and type of Uber or Lyft. So this is a screenshot of the Uber app. You can just enter the location and book a ride. And that's it. Thank you. Welcome to ASU. You're muted.
Thank you, Sam, for the nice presentation. Moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about life in Arizona. Nithiya is going to talk about it. Handing it over to Nithiya.
Thank you, Srinivas. Hi, I'm Nithiya Uppara. I'm the Vice President of Indian Student Association at ASU, and I'm doing my Master's in Computer Science. So now we're going to talk about life at ASU in Arizona. As you all know, Arizona is a desert. So the summers are going to extend till September, and after September, the weathers are going to be really good. So you can have a walk in the evening and spend some time looking at the sunset. And for you all to know, the best sunsets in the world are in Africa and in Arizona because it's a desert. So some things you should keep in mind while you're going around in Arizona is the public interaction. First thing is that when you talk to people around, people are very friendly. They like to talk to you. When you're taking a cab, the driver might try to talk to you. You can talk to them, feel free and talk to them, but avoid the topics like politics, religion, and immigration and stuff. And then even though you're in the United States, sometimes it happens that there is internet connectivity issue at some points of in and around Arizona or in and around Tempe. So make sure that you have an application which has navigation so that you can get back home safely. And when there is any emergency, please feel free to dial 911 and ask for help. And secondly, sometimes, it is not always that, sometimes there may be some emergency or some kind of attack you can end up in. We would suggest that when you're in an attack, please don't negotiate, just let go with the situation. And as you all have been discussing, all my friends were telling you about how to enter, how to register for classes and all that. One thing I want to talk about is how you can spend your time in the weekends. So for the first 5 days in the week, from Monday to Friday, you can spend your time studying, going to part-time, but on Saturdays, Sundays, you can go around, drive around and spend some time around. So one thing is there's Grand Canyon 2 hours away from here. You can rent a car. Renting a car here is very, very flexible. So we students, people coming from India, our Indian driving license is valid for 6 months. You can directly take your driving license, go to a car rental store, ask for a car. And I suggest that you always take the insurance and liability to the car so that you are safe in case of, any kind of small accident or something like that. But still, it's always better that you take your, insurance and liability. And other than that, you can also get a car with your international driving permit, which you can get back from India. And when you're going around, it's always recommended that you carry your own ID card. There are two type of ID cards you can have, and you can get them from the DMVs in and around in Tempe. One is the state ID with a travel ID in it. That is, you can use it you can use it for traveling. You don't have to carry your passport. And other than that, that's one more thing is the driving license. If you want to use the driving license, firstly, you have to give the knowledge test. You will get a temporary driving license, and then you'll give your road test to get the license for it. Some other things you can do around in Tempe and around the colleges, go on hikes. We at ASU have our own mountain, which is the A mountain. You can spend some 30 minutes, go there, hike, and spend the evenings for sunset or early mornings for sunrise. Other than that, we have an artificial lake in Tempe, and you can go for boating and spend some time in the evenings. There are also a lot of sightseeing points around here. And in Phoenix, we have a Phoenix Zoo, and we stay in a valley. There are 5 cities around, and you will really have a nice time going around and enjoying the beauties here. Thank you. Over to Srinivas.
Thank you, Nithiya, for the nice presentation about life in Arizona. Yeah, moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about TA and RShip opportunities at ASU. Shenbag is going to talk about this. Handing it over to Shenbag.
Thank you, Srinivas. Hello, everyone. So I am Shenbagaraj. I am currently doing my PhD in mechanical engineering, and I'm the current director of professional development at the ISA. So just give me a second. I'll share my screen. Okay, awesome. Okay, give me 1 sec. Sorry about that. Yeah. Wait, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, Shenbag.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm going to be talking very briefly about TARAs. What do they do? Who are they? And how to get one. So yeah, to start off with, so first I'll talk a bit about the difference between teaching assistant and a research assistant. So first of all, teaching assistants, they usually take lectures, lead discussions. In some scenarios, there'll be lab teaching assistants. They have to serve as assistants in labs. Sometimes like always host office hours, tutor students, grade tests and assignments, proctor examinations, and sometimes create, develop, and sometimes even edit the existing curriculum. So usually this is provided by the department and not by the professor, but it requires professor's supervision. So professor's recommendation and supervision is required. So however, in case of a research assistantship, so you just need so you'll be assisting faculty with research, the current research that they're working on. Sometimes if let's say the faculty you are working with is taking a course or something, you'll probably be helping them with editing their coursework and all those minor changes. You don't have to necessarily do that, but sometimes if they're requested, you have to do that. And research assistantship is provided by the professor and not by the department. So that's a major difference. And yeah. Okay. So how do you apply to a TR and RShip? So first of all, very important thing is approach a professor. Now that you guys are in probably in India or some other country, so send them a mail, shoot them a mail. Don't get disappointed if you don't get a reply, because professors do get like hundreds of mails. Make sure while sending mails, make sure your subject line is pretty catchy and all those to grab their attention, because yeah, your name should pop up within hundreds of mails. So that's something important. Once you reach here, try to go talk to the professor directly. If that professor is taking a class or course, try to attend that course, try to get a good grade, like A grade or A plus, impress the professor, then eventually ask for a TR and RA position. So the main thing is, don't just go to a professor and ask for a TA ship or an RA ship. That's not how things usually work. So you talk to them, build a rapport, then eventually ask for a show results, work with them, start as a volunteer researcher, show results, and then eventually they will eventually offer you a TR and RA position. So TA, as I said earlier, is offered by the department, but faculty recommendation is very, very important. So if a faculty recommends getting a TA, your chances are increased drastically. So apart from that, there are other minimum requirements that you have to have a minimum good academic standing. So at least a 3 GPA for master students. However, certain departments do require 3.25 GPA. Let's say if you're a direct PhD admit, let's say after completing your bachelor's, you got a PhD admit. So you might need to have 3 GPA to 3.25 GPA, depending on a department. However, if you're a PhD student, you are supposed to maintain a minimum of 3.5 GPA in your first academic year. So if you don't do that, you'll be put in academic probation, and that's something you don't need. And you'll be stepped out of your TA and RA position. So make sure you have that minimum requirement. Apart from that, you need a 26 on your IBT speaking section, particularly the speaking section of the TOEFL. So let's say if you don't have that, no worries. You can always come here, take the speak test that is offered by ASU. So you can go check out Global Launch website for more details on that. It's pretty easy. Yeah, you can clear it off if you don't have 26 on a TOEFL. So apart from that, let's say a normal engineering student is required to take at least 9 to 11 credits during a semester. So however, if you are a TR and RA, you don't necessarily have to do that. You can take as low as 6 credits, and you can go up to 12 credit hours. And usually PhD students do get a preference over master students. So yeah, so that does not mean that master students don't get TR and RA position. Everyone gets a chance, but PhDs have a upper edge in that. So particularly for RA, so the order will be PhD students, master's thesis students, and then it will be master students. So this will be the order of preference. And yeah, one more thing for RA, if you want to apply for an RA, you just go talk to the professor, impress them, and if they have funding, talk to them and get an RA. However, for a TA position, usually the department rolls out forms a semester in advance. Let's say if you want to start as a TA for the fall semester, you'll be given a form, say, in the spring semester itself. So for fall 2020, you'll be given a form around spring 2020 end. However, now due to COVID-19, I think it has gotten delayed. I think they're rolling it out by the end of summer 2020. So yeah, you get a rough idea there. So a semester in advance. So what is the usual TA RA workload and what is the benefits? So for full-time TA or an RA usually gets maximum of 0.5 full-time employment FTE during fall and spring semester, and max of 1 FTE during summer and winter break. It includes full tuition fee waiver and medical insurance. Also, it also comes with a grant stipend of $1,700 to $2,500 a month. Again, it depends from professor to professor and department. So let's say engineering usually pays around $1,700 to $2,000. However, certain departments, say MBA, all those, they pay up to $2,500. And coming to part-time RATA, which is usually 10 hours, so it varies from 0.25 to 0.49 FTE during fall and spring semester. It includes 50% tuition fee waiver and does not cover medical insurance. It also includes monthly stipend of around $1,800 to $1,300. Again, varies from professor and department. So if you want to know more about TA and RA, you can always go through TA handbook. This is the link that is provided. You can just type TA handbook ASU, or you can just go to this link and you'll see a bunch of policies, how to apply to TA ship and stuff like that. What is the minimum criteria that you need to have and all those. So apart from that, there are other funding avenues as well. So usually international students don't have a lot of opportunities here, but there are some opportunities. So we still don't want to miss that. So yeah, so you can just go to the link mentioned there, like financial aid and scholarship services. You can go there, apply for aid based on what you are doing. So like here in the scenario, we are international students. You can put down whatever the requirements you have, like say you are a graduate student or I don't know, a freshman, like just put that, like there'll be like a bunch of criterias, and based on that you'll be shown what are scholarships you are eligible to. So usually it's not a lot of opportunities, but there'll be some like it keeps updating every time over the year, so just keep checking it again and again. So for example, first year PhD students do get opportunities to apply for university graduate fellowship, which includes a lot of tuition fee waiver and Dean's List. That also is like a head started research fund for first year PhD students. So there's like a ton of opportunities like that. So make sure you go through that. Apart from that, your department also might have some money left over at the end of the semester. So they usually like try to clear all the funds at the end of the semester. So yeah, just go through that. So they usually give that to students in their department based on merit. So make sure you go through all that. Yeah, before I close this, so I should probably tell, getting funding, getting a TAR and RA position, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. So 1 in 50 or 1 in 100 usually gets it. So it's going to be very competitive. I'm sure it's worth it though. So don't lose hope. Don't expect you like to get a TAR and RA position in your first semester. So as I said, try to build a rapport with your professor, take their courses. If your like area of interest aligns with them, take their courses, impress them, get good grades in their subjects, and eventually ask for a TR and RA position. You might even get it in your second year. So that's a big thing that usually people do. So big mistake people do. So they just go talk to them, ask for a TR and RA position. That's not how you approach them. So yeah, make sure you build that rapport and then you do this. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had for TR and RA. And if you have any more questions, feel free to mail us at official@isa-asu.com. Yeah, thank you so much. Off to you, Srinivas.
Thank you, Shenberg, for the nice presentation. Yeah, moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about career services. Pushpendu is here. Handing it over to Pushpendu.
Thank you, Srinivas. Hello all. I hope everyone's doing good and taking care of yourselves. Congratulations for getting admits at ASU. I'm Pushpendu Adhikari. I'm pursuing my master's in computer science at ASU, and currently I'm Joint Director of Professional Development at ISA. I'm here to talk about career development services provided at ASU. So let me just share my screen. Perfect. So I think most of you guys will be looking for internships and job opportunities right after coming to US. And in my experience, you should. For that, ASU is well equipped with services that can help you prepare for that. Yep. So as I said, Career Centers of ASU help students with preparing for future internships and job opportunities. Their services range from helping in building a network, and trust me, building a network, growing your connection is very important, to preparing you for further rounds through mock interviews. Like me shared earlier, ASU has career development centers across all the 4 campuses. And apart from those, there are specialized career centers for Fulton School and WPC School as well. The link to their website is career.asu.edu. So let's check that out. So I'm going to talk about this website very briefly. I will encourage you guys to go through the website yourself for better clarification. As here you can see, career services are responsible for conducting various events like internship advising. These are handled by professional as well as student staffs who have been trained to help you with your career development. They also conduct various events such as career fairs. In a nutshell, career fairs are events where you talk to various employers and convince them how their organization can benefit from you. If you can convince them, you get selected for further rounds of their hiring process. So far, we do not know when this career fair is happening in fall, but for sure, it happens once every semester. So I'll encourage you guys to go through this website yourself, but I will highly encourage you guys to look at these two events and join them whenever they happen. They are both conducted online, so feel free to join them. And now we are going to talk about Handshake. Handshake is a portal tied up with ASU to where they host their events and more information about their career centers. It is also a job hunting platform, just like LinkedIn. To go to the website, to go to the Handshake website, you write www.joinhandshake.com. When you click sign in, all you have to do is write your name of their university, Arizona State University, and you can use your portal, ASU portal, to log in. Once you go to the home page, you can see all the jobs that are posted, which you can apply for. You can connect to various employers. You can join various communities and all the events that are hosted by the career service centers of ASU, so that you don't have to go to their website and check out their website again and again. So in short, you can, whatever I've talked about, it is all for free. You can make use of it as many times as you want. That is all for now. Congratulations again, and welcome to ASU.
Thank you, Pushpendu, for the nice presentation. Yeah, moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about internships and job hunt. We have Ronak here. He's a former president of ISA. Handing it over to Ronak.
Hey guys, a very good morning to you all. My name is Ronak Tanna. Thank you, Srinivas, for the introduction. I recently graduated from ASU with a master's degree in computer science. I'm going to talk about the topic on how to go about looking for internships and, the whole job hunt. I understand that this has been a long session. But at the same time, I encourage you guys to stick on with it, because this is, as you can see, it's extremely helpful. All of the sections are categorized in a very specific way just to cater to you guys. So we hope we are effectively providing you all the resources you would need. To talk about this, I'm going to stay as brief as possible. And how I structured this was, I thought about what are the most common questions that I would ask if I were to come to ASU right now in fall 2021. So as part of that, I've structured this talk as 3 parts. And all of them I've posed as questions, like I mentioned before. So the first question that I would ask is, how does it even work here, the entire job hunt? Is it different? The answer is yes, it is different. Undergraduate colleges back in India, I'm sure you guys have experienced it. They have a notion of campus placements where companies come to campus exclusively for hiring students during your final years and conducting interviews, the entire interview cycle generally on your campus. That does not generally happen here. Here, it's all about networking. I'll touch base a little bit more on that pretty soon. But here, everything needs to be in general, everything needs to be via an application made online or a resume handed over to a recruiter who is visiting your campus for a quote unquote networking event, or giving a tech talk. So in terms of the common portals that you should really look forward to, they're going to be LinkedIn, Glassdoor for Job Hunt, and of course, Handshake. The second question that I would ask is, what are some of the common principles that people could follow? So the first one is, like my friend Pushpendra mentioned, make use of career services. Career and professional development services are exclusively operating just to provide you with career assistance. By now, you should have known that ASU offers an insane amount of amazing resources exclusively catered to you. As you can see, we have ISSC officials on this call. It's pretty late in the night, but still, you will consistently see how ASU is trying to help you in every way possible. So when it comes to internships and job hunt, please make use of career services because they will help you out. There are, if you're an engineering student, which I'm assuming there's a lot of students incoming in the engineering branch. If you're an engineering student, we also have a career center catered to just engineering. There are websites, career.asu.edu and career.engineering.asu.edu that you can check out and get more details. For the next one, like my friend Pushpendra mentioned, grow your network. It not only helps in knowing about the opportunities that are there around you, but it helps you develop your soft skills. And trust me, over here, soft skills take you a very, very long way, regardless of where it is. The next principle that I would say is start your job hunt early. Starting early actually gives you an edge because of the number of applicants. Let's say you are applying for a summer internship, the number of applicants during, let's say, September or October are not going to be as much as they are during February or March. Of course, when I say as much, it's a general opinion. It's not a fact. Moving on to the next principle, work on projects. Put in a lot of effort to demonstrate your practical contributions. Be it personal projects or working with a professor on a project, your practical contributions will take you a very, very long way in getting an interview. These are some of the common principles that I really think have helped. And obviously, I didn't like formulate all of these myself. All of this is aggregated advice that I've received from several peers and mentors and seniors from the past. For the third part, my question would be, if I am coming to ASU in a few months, what should I do to prepare for my career? I would definitely say start off by researching the roles that you are looking for. If you don't know the kind of roles you're looking for, then the first step is actually find out the kind of role you're interested in. Figure out answers to questions like, what do they want in the role? What are they looking for? What specifics are they looking for when it comes to somebody who has a background like you? Your background might be that you're coming fresh out of undergrad. Your background might be you have like 3 years of experience. If you have 3 years of experience, the kind of expectations your company has from you differs from when it comes to when it comes to a new college grad. Your connections help here a lot because they give you direct insight into what the company is currently looking for when they recruit candidates in your stream. For the next one, research about career resources that you already have access to as an ASU student and how you can effectively use them. Handshake is a huge portal with several sections to tailor to just help you. I would encourage you to go through every single section and explore everything that is there in it, because trust me, it will help you. And if you apply to jobs on the ASU Handshake portal, it basically means that only the ASU students are applying here. So the number of candidates when compared to applying for a job on LinkedIn are less. and basically it gives you a better edge. The next one, it aligns with my previous one, would be try working on projects, be it personal projects or volunteering. If it interests you, I would highly recommend you to get in touch with professors to work on projects. Also, try to align the project use cases with the roles that you're looking for, because employers have a big tendency to value your practical contributions a lot more than your classroom contributions. Finally, be on the lookout for networking events around campus, outside campus, wherever they might be, conferences if you're into research. In fact, ISA itself can be your networking hub. All of us were part of ISA and are part of ISA because we love working for ISA. But on top of that, a huge added advantage is that ISA is an amazing resource for networking. So finally, I wanted to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 situation. The truth is something that you would expect. The current situation is not that great when it comes to career outlook. But the expectation is that things will be back to normal. With states reopening, ASU planning for fall 2021, and us progressing towards normalcy in life. Normalcy in professions is expected to return. If you're worried about what you would be doing in a job if you're worried about what you would be doing about job hunting during a time like this, know that several employers are in fact hiring. The number has decreased for now, but there is nothing in the above everything that I mentioned about that you would need to change for the job hunt process, because that's everything that you could do. Additionally, if you're arriving here in fall 2020, your summer internship will not be until the next summer. So you don't know how things are going to be until then. And there's an expectation that things will be better. And your full-time job hunt comes even after that. So we don't know what the future holds for us, but there is positivity around. I wanted to conclude by saying that I would highly recommend that you do not blindly believe whatever anyone says or even whatever I say about this topic. You should really understand why this does or does not work, because eventually you should make the informed decision on your own and do what you think is best for you. You will either learn from a failure and make it better or end up achieving something sooner. Either way, you're bound to succeed. I wish you all the best and welcome to ASU.
Yeah, thank you, Ronak, for the nice presentation about career services and internships and job hunt. Yeah, moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about housing and the community service that we have done so far during this COVID situation. Karan is going to talk about it. Handing over it to Karan.
Hi everyone, sorry for the inconvenience. I'm in India right now, so power cuts had to be expected. Just a refresher, I'm Karan Balaji Kishore. I'm majoring in chemical engineering and I'm the director of administration. Yeah, and I'll be talking about housing. So on-campus housing, for most of you all who didn't register for your on-campus housing yet, I hope this clears the air. You can find most of the information about on-campus housing at housing.asu.edu, including all the residential dorms that are available. It is not mandatory, but it's highly recommended. It's the best place to meet new people, and as Ronak and Pushpendra mentioned, connections are really important, so you can form a lot of connections here. It's really close to the dining hall, and it's really close to your classes. It's about 5 minutes walk to your classes. It's designed in such a way that almost all your classes will be near your door. Having talked about meal plan, dining hall, I'll be talking about meal plan, which is essential if you're living in a dorm because you have a community kitchen, but it's painful to cook there because you can't actually store anything because people usually steal stuff kept in the community fridge. And having a meal plan is also really convenient because you don't have to cook which is usually time consuming and you can focus more on yourself. With the meal plan, you get something known as Maroon and Gold Dollar, in short MNG, which you can use in restaurants and stores that are on campus. But you can't use them in bookstore and the gift shops. So these are the meal plan options. I have the unlimited one because that's just my preference. But the crowd favorite is Parthi's favorite, which is actually a default meal plan. If you don't choose anything, you'll probably be given that. So I'm done with the on-campus housing. That's about it because most of you would have already registered for it. Now I'll be talking about off-campus housing. It may be cheaper, may have more amenities, may have a kitchen, may have more privacy. All this depends on how much you're willing to pay and how much you want to sacrifice in quality versus money. So what are the factors that you consider? This is a question that we received often in the form that we rolled out. So quality versus rent. You can expect higher rent to have better quality and lower rent would usually have lower quality of living. Amenities and utility. If you're interested in if you want a gym in your apartment, then you would probably look for an apartment which has gyms. But do know that SDFC has a lot of amenities, swimming pool, gym, basketball court, etc. Application fee and security deposit. All apartments have an application fee and a security deposit. If you have a social security number, you don't have to pay the security deposit. Or the other way to go around it is if you have a guarantor who has a social security number who can sign for you, that would be great. But do know that if you submit a if you deposit a security deposit, you will get it back. You will get it back eventually. So you're not losing money. Location and safety. Given the COVID-19 situation, there are escalating high crime rates, but I assure you that it will be safe around campus. So try to live as close to the campus as possible. ASU has its own ASU PD, which is very responsive. Do make sure that you don't end up signing a lease that's for a year when you probably would go back home over summer. So do make sure that your apartment has shorter lease tenure. It varies from apartment to apartment, so do look into that. Insurance. So an apartment would usually offer you insurance. It is mandatory, but I do not recommend getting an insurance from an apartment because they only cover the property, their own property, and not what's inside. So if a burglar were to make out with all your money, then you would probably not get insured for that. So get an insurance from a company like State Farm. Electricity and internet. It is really important. Electricity is very important, trust me. And internet. So you need to, mostly apartments offer these, but if not, you'll have to get an internet service from outside. Like you can try Cox or Pavlov Media. So just to make it clear, that's the AC campus. As I mentioned about location and safety, you can refer to this. There are quite a lot of apartments around the AC campus. You can look into that. And also make sure that your apartment is near an Orbit, so the Orbit's map, because Orbit is a free shuttle that runs from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, and it runs every 15 minutes. So yeah, look into that. It's free and it's pretty great. It's really convenient. It'll stop wherever you want it to stop. And a lot of people ask me, how do you find roommates? Well, there's no particular way to go about it. You can use WhatsApp, Facebook, you can use the ISA-ASU page, and other platforms provided by ASU like the Devil to Devil app. Having said that, do make sure that you know your roommates well before, because there are a lot of frauds that are being reported of people not paying their half of the rent and just leaving, and you would have to end up paying the rest. It's quite a lot of mess. So do make sure that you know your roommates beforehand. And temporary accommodations, ASU, because of the COVID-19 situation, we're not doing it this year, but usually we offer temporary accommodations to students.
In a meeting.
And now I'll be talking about the spirit of ISA, which is helping people. We do host events and we help students who come to us for help, and we help students. So now we decided to take it up a notch and help community in general. So we hope to help the underprivileged communities around Tempe and Arizona. Members have brainstormed ideas and we have started implementing a few of those ideas. So we had this thing called All Smiles last semester, where we requested people to write something nice for children with special needs, and we distributed them to the children with special needs. Unfortunately, we couldn't distribute them this time because of the COVID-19 situation, but we do plan on distributing them as soon as we can. How did ISA support people during COVID-19? Oh, well, we do understand these are unprecedented times, so we decided to jump in. We teamed up with other Indian communities and helped Indian students that were stranded in the US. Our social media has actively spread safety guidelines and have offered support in any way we can. We distributed masks and food to students at ASU. So we would love it if you guys could pitch in your ideas to help community in general, and we hope that you join ISA. And if this is what you're into, then please do join ISA and take this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Karan, for the nice presentation about housing and our community service. Yeah, moving on to the next topic. If you guys want to interact with the ASU staff, ASU is going to conduct 2 virtual sessions. One is International Student Orientation. It's on it's on June 27th, and the timings are 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. It's Indian time. And the International Family Orientation is on June 30th. The timings are 9 to 10 p.m. And guys, if any one of you guys want to interact with the ASU staff, please do attend these sessions and utilize this opportunity. And yeah, I hope we are already 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, I would like to thank you all for attending this session, to welcome the incoming students and to address their queries. And for the incoming students, I am reiterating this. We try to address all of your queries. And if you guys feel like we don't address any of your question, yeah, please feel free to reach out to us at our official email ID, official@isaasu.com. Thank you all for attending this webinar. Go Devils.